Alright everyone, my name is Landon and today I will be talking to you guys about electric dance music. Now, my proposition is that with support, the diversity of the music, the care and support from the DJ, and the love for the community, EDM will become the largest genre. Now, you're probably wondering, what are all these subgenres of EDM music? Now, and like that allows it to be so diverse. So, you have house, trance, dubstep, trap, progressive, electro, techno, tech house, folk house, and so many more. And what's awesome about these genres is they can all apply to every other form of genre of music. So, for example, you have trap to rap music and hip-hop, dubstep to rock and alternative, folk house to country, and trance to indie. And what's awesome about all these music is that it can be seen today on today's airwaves. For example, you have I Need Your Love by Calvin Harris and Wake Me Up by Avicii, which are just fairly recent songs to reach these airwaves that are exploding the scene, causing it to become so large. And now, which brings me to my next point, is with all these subgenres, who's making all this music? And the DJs are. The DJs and the producers. These are the people who care about this scene so much, and that their care is going to launch it to sites never before seen. Now, their love and care for their fans can only be described by certain examples. Imagine you, in an abusive relationship, don't know how to get out, and your only escape is music. And from an anonymous source, it was seen at EDC 2013, where Above and Beyond, a famous trance group, brought a girl and brought the specific girl on stage and had her start their entire set and had her dance on stage for the entire time. Another group or DJ who's done another act of unspeakable kindness is Cascade. Cascade has defended the EDM scene and has personal outreaches to struggling fans all the time. For example, Cascade, the events recorded by Andrew Spada of Dancing Astronaut. Cascade took the events to Twitter and explained how unfair it is that the University of Massachusetts cancels its shows of Above and Beyond and Pretty Lights. Not only has he taken to Twitter, but has defended EDM on social media such as Tumblr. His defense, No One Knows Who We Are, on Tumblr, defended the EDM scene from the LA Times, depicting horrible, unheard of circumstances about Molly overdoses. And this is further from the truth. Personal outreaches to struggling fans, Cascade has done that as well. On Twitter, he, by name and last name, reaches out to a struggling fan saying, "Don't give up hope, there's always a brighter tomorrow." And finally, with my last point of my second supporting claim, DJs care more about the music than they do with making money. For example, Kill Paris, a famous DJ, DJ Shadow, and Calvin Harris, believe it or not, were kicked off the docks at their own set and gigs because the clubs were not making enough money because the songs they were playing were too too underground and not enough mainstream. Now, which is unheard of because there are you hear Calvin Harris who's played all the time. And now my final point, the community. The community will push EDM because their love and support is unheard of. Now, you hear about all these events, but who goes to them? The concert goers. And it's insane. From 2009 to 1.9 million fans at the top 20 global festivals, according to Massive Advisors, John Langdon, a famous economist. It grew from 1.9 million fans to 3.5 million in 2013. And also, according to Massive Industries' John Langdon, he evaluated EDM, the entire industry, at $20 billion. And lastly, the community, and this is more of a personal example and personal testimony and evidence. I've been to a few events, so I think I'm well qualified to say this. The people at events do not discriminate, do not base you on color, gender, sexuality, or nationalities. It's almost incredible the energy that everyone can bring, and that the energy of one person can change the entire crowd. And with that, I hope that you guys will believe me in my proposition that with the diversity of the music, the care for the DJ, and the support for the community, that EDM will be taken to sites never before seen. I'm actually going to a show tomorrow. And then Saturday going to escape room.
All right, Landon, I still think there's an issue here with the proposition that you're making a prediction about the future and you're arguing that it's going to be the largest genre of music. I got no comparison to any other kinds of genres in terms of growth, sales, attendance, loyalty. So we don't have any measure of how we're going to be able to tell that it has reached that particular level. So you need a standard for that. It sounds like the standard that you're going to be using is the passion that the musicians and the fans have for it, and then in that last section, the increased amount of people who've attended over a 10-year period from, well, I think it's 10 years, from 1.9 million to 3.5 million people. Again, I don't have any comparative data on this, and just as an example, I heard a speech a year ago in my public speaking class that told me that K-pop was going to be the genre that takes over the world, So, and they're talking about millions of hits on videos and sales and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not trying to make the comparison in the sense that saying that's true and yours is not true. In fact, I don't even know that they're separate genres. As far as it sounds like you're perfectly willing to call it a subgenre of electronic dance music, and let's subsume that as part of it. It sounds like you want to call everything electronic dance music. We got in the opening section. Well, if everything fits, then it's definitely going to dominate. I just think that it's kind of nebulous, the argument that you're making here. I can see your passion while you're speaking, but it's not always clear how this information connects to the point that you're talking about. If the DJs got kicked off the stage, that's your example about how passionate they are about their particular music, how does that make the genre more likely to become bigger? Is their fan base happy with it? I assume if the club's not happy with it, the reason they're not happy with it is because the people who are there at the clubs want to dance to some other kind of music, and they're just trying to satisfy the fans. So it seems like it's almost intuitively the opposite of the conclusion that you're drawing here. It wanders around on the subject. I've learned more about electronic dance music than I really wanted to know. Of course, I learned more about soccer than I really wanted to know too. So it's only fair that I learn these things, but your argument needs to be a lot clearer, and it needs to develop with stronger information. The whole thing about Cascade and their outreach, I have no idea what it means that Cascade got on Twitter and said, "Be strong, people." What does that prove? I have no conception of how. Now, it sounds like there's an argument that suggests that electronic dance music festivals are in some way dangerous or problematic, and maybe there's an argument here that says they aren't. That should have been your claim. That's a claim of fact. That's so much easier to narrow down and focus on. All right. Thank you.